What's happening, Sunderland fans? Silver Fox here, back again. The name to the channel will be changing soon, and Dick Advocaat has stepped down as Sunderland Manager. Am I shocked? No. Am I surprised? No, I called it before all the heated press came along. And am I kind of upset by it? Yeah, I am. But that's one of those catch-22s where it looked like against West Ham we were turning a corner. It wasn't a bad result, 2-2. I'd have taken that any day before kick-off. But it was one of those games, wasn't it? And you could tell going into it, as soon as Jermaine Lens scored that cracker of a goal, you could just tell the tears in his eyes after that goal. You knew that was it. And ideally a win would have been a perfect way for him to step down. But for Lens to score a goal like that, yeah, I think that's a good farewell present, to be honest with you. Good team performance. But, he's done so much for us. In a way, and this might sound stupid, he has kind of steadied the ship. Because if we'd have gotten some mediocre manager that came in at the end of last season and we did survive, I would guarantee we would be a lot worse off than what we are now. 3 points? Fuck that. Put it into minus figures. We'd be that bad. We should be on minus points, put it that way. Don't get me wrong, we haven't been perfect this season. Far from it. But there's signs that he has steadied the ship. He personally thinks he's done enough. And I've got to disagree. I don't think he has done enough. I think he could have gone further. He could have got the team really fired up. I mean, we've got a derby around the corner. But we'll talk about that in a second. It wasn't so much we lacked discipline. It was the fact that the tactics he tried playing, the players just looked like a bunch of confused fucking dodos. Literally. We all know dodos weren't the most intelligent of creatures, but that's the way it was. Leicester in particular, Norwich. People were saying we were worse against Norwich. We weren't as bad, in my opinion. I sat there, in the stadium. I watched that game. Yes, we were diabolical, but Leicester, that was another league. And then we started turning the screw. Turning the table. Get a good result against Swansea, Aston Villa. Tottenham, we should have beat them. They got a lucky goal. Then, of course, came Bournemouth. Bournemouth was not so much a horror show. It was in a way, but it wasn't so much as a bad horror show. And by then, Dick Advocaat, he'd made up his mind. His whole attitude changed. It didn't stink. You could tell he was. He already had one foot out the door, and you couldn't blame him. He's done as much as he can. He got the players in that he could. Ellis Shaw, quite frankly, is a chairman full of broken promises, and he's an arsehole. That's all he'll ever be. And it's got to come before long that in January, if we don't sign any at least half decent, no mediocre, just half decent players, then it's on the horizon. There'll be a revolt by the fans. You can see it coming. But we lose 4-1 to Man City in the League Cup. Okay, Man City pretty much fielded all their first team. Could be expected. After all, we lost 4-1. We didn't really get steamrolled. We started off well. We played pretty well. There wasn't too many defensive mistakes. We all know defensive mistakes happen. They all happen in football. People just seem to be jumping on the Sunderland bandwagon at the minute. Flagging off your shit defence. Really. So, what just happened to Newcastle? Their game ended in a fucking cricket score. And people just don't seem to get it. Leicester losing 5-2. You've got to slam their defence then, haven't you? You know, it was one of those things. And Man United, again, one of those results. You go in as a fan, you have the hope of winning, but you know, if you lose, it's not too bad. You know, it's a bigger, better club, like the Man City game. We lost, so what? West Ham came around as well, and when you saw Dick Advocaat's reaction to Costel Pantilimon, I'm making names up now, Costel Pantilimon's absolute howler. That was it. Mind made up. 100%. If there was ever a slight doubt, that's what pushed him, and that was it. Obviously, he said goodbye to the players on Saturday evening, flew home, and then Sunday announced that he'd stepped down. He's got us some good results from last season. He's tried to steady the ship as best he can. Now I think we need a more deeper, tactical-minded manager. One who concentrates more on passing the ball. I don't even care if it's passing the ball into the back of the net. Because providing we can just stay solid in defence, scoring goals clearly isn't a problem. It is for Newcastle, it's not for us. So to score go 2-0 up against West Ham, it proved scoring goals isn't a problem. Especially with the set piece play that we played as well. That was amazing. I genuinely thought they're going to whip it in and Adrian to catch it. That's what I thought. That's what I expected. It's Sunderland. What wouldn't you expect? Straight to the fucking goalkeeper. But no, it was different. And it was a good, solid performance. But the ideal manager, really, to build on that would be Sam Allardyce. He's very tactical minded. Okay, he plays a long ball game. I can't stand long ball games. But to be honest, if that's what it takes to get results, I'll put up with it. I'll be pissed off with it, don't get me wrong. I'll be fucking raging about it. Don't hoof the fucking ball. I wouldn't give a shit. I'd still be pissed off with it, but if it wins us games, so what? And at the minute, with the way Newcastle are playing, Derby, literally, there's only a penultimate game now until the Derby. So, it's long balls at the minute will easily tear Newcastle apart, especially if Fabio Borini can latch onto them, because he's fucking getting close to you bastards, and it wouldn't surprise me if he bags his goal against them, because he is the Magpie Slayer. It's as simple as that. So I'm backing Big Sam to come in. I think we'll probably find out. I don't think early stages of this week, but I reckon maybe by the end of the week, to give him a week in charge, see what the players can do, and hopefully, fucking hell, he'll bring back Larson. The midfield's pretty good. Toivonen, Lenz, and Villa, all these players that that Advocaat signed, and I do genuinely think Allardyce will be able to get the best out of them. Borini, he's starting to come into it more. You could see he is. Any Sunderland fan that slagged him off after the West Ham performance, by far man of the match. I don't care who scored what goal. Lenz, he scored a cracker. Wasn't man of the match. Borini he run himself ragged. He really did. He's looking sharper. He's looking fitter, which is what we need. Toivonen looking sharper, looking fitter for an old guy, a guy older than me, and Jermaine Lenz, he's starting to get on the ball a lot more, which is what we've needed right from the start, but we haven't had. Stephen Fletcher, fucking hell, he's doubled his tally from fucking last season anyway. So Allardyce will be the best fit any day, and I'd like to think maybe Advocaat's left a quiet word in somewhere. Bring Big Sam back, because we've had Big Dick. We've now got Big Sam. Let's just hope that he does sign on that fucking dotted line. But that's it, guys. It's a bit of a shame. It's a kind of a bit of a bummer way to sort of end the weekend / start the week when this goes out. But it's football. You've got to respect Dick Advocaat. He's done the right thing. He hasn't taken any parting shots, which he could have done at Ellis Short, and I wouldn't have blamed him. Wouldn't have hated him for doing so. But yeah, that's it. Little general's gone. So, time to bring in the big general now. Let's just keep our fingers crossed, hopefully. So, as always, I've been Silver Fox, you've been watching, guys, and just leave a comment below, let me know what you think. You know, let me know who you think will be put in charge of the nightmare at the minute. Just fingers crossed, because I know who my money's on. I'll see you all later.